It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, today I have Matthew Kanaskie. He's the VP of Managed IT Services at Marco. Matthew, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me, Ray.
Well, it's exciting to have you. Matthew, you know what? We're hearing a whole lot of rumors that the imaging channel has the greatest salespeople in the world and they could easily pivot into IT services. I want to talk to you about that a little bit. But before we get started, I want to ask you, how's your partner program going? Where are you at with that? And can you tell us anything?
Yeah, we're certainly gaining momentum with our partner program, and I appreciate every opportunity to get the word out there, and we're encouraging more and more partners to reach out and find ways that we can work together. One of the interesting things we've observed is we're gaining interest from various different adjacent technology industries, such as telecommunication providers, independent telecom brokers, or technology brokers, as well as the imaging channel, and even online e-commerce sites have reached out to become partners with us. So quite a diverse group, maybe even more diverse than we expected. And we're certainly gaining momentum and talking to partners every day. So would encourage any more that want to reach out.
Well, that's amazing. I gave a speech to the BTA in San Diego in September, and I said, the imaging channel, the telephony channel, the IT services channel, as silos really don't exist going forward. It's going to be those resellers that can provide services, and the more of the stack you can provide, obviously the more profitable you're going to be and the more successful you'll be. So you're kind of proving that as you see these adjacent companies coming to you. That's fantastic. But Matthew, I keep hearing this rumor that the imaging channel has the greatest salespeople in the world. Of course, this rumor's been going on for about a decade now, and that these greatest salespeople in the world are going to easily be able to go and deliver IT services. So what I want to ask you, the gentleman that heads up IT services sales, heads up managed services at Marco, how did you position the copier reps to become IT service professionals? How did that happen?
Well, this is certainly an interesting subject, and it's near and dear to my heart, as this is a transition we've gone through as an organization. And I think I'll just broaden the statement that everyone says they have the best reps and the best relationships and the best customers, and I can sell them anything. Right? And I'm here to tell you firsthand that is not entirely true. There is a certain amount of operational efficiency, product capabilities, and client experience that has to be delivered regardless of relationship or sales skill set. Now, that's not to discount or say a good salesperson's always a good salesperson, and they're always going to help us find opportunities. However, these solutions have become more complicated, more diverse, and what we'll call multifaceted or multi-pronged. You simply have to have a supporting cast of people, experts, specialists, to help you drive these solutions into a sale. I'll give an example just from our sales meeting this morning. We had a rep highlight a sale in which they landed 5 different product categories with a customer at one time. 5 different things. Okay, managed IT services, voice services, carrier connectivity, infrastructure projects, server refresh. 5 of them. To pull off that sale, that salesperson brought 5 different people with them to accompany each one of those verticals to execute that solution flawlessly and deliver the client experience that they expect. And what we believe the customer expects is one rep, one technology vendor, and one company that's aware of all the solutions they have. They all work together in a cohesive fashion, and you deliver an experience to the customer of completeness, of unity, of the fact that we actually know everything we delivered, we know how it all works, we know how it all connects together, and we're here to make sure that works perfectly so you can do your business.
Well, it sounds to me like in order for that to work, first of all, the reps would have to be focusing on the broader solution, not necessarily a product or the commission that they're going to get from selling a product. So how did you have to modify this sales team? Because obviously you can't take a salesperson that's great at selling products, copy machines that they then service, into a more broader service deliverable. What did y'all have to do to that sales rep to make that work?
Well, admittedly, we used a bit of force as we kind of built the path and then forced them down the path of a forced integration. We simply merged the teams together from a sales personnel, sales management, directorship, and even up to the vice president. We merged everything so that there was a mix of both sales expertise on both teams. So no one was right or no one's going to do it this way or that way. We really blended the best practices of our sales tactics, our management, our account reviews, our pipeline management, forecasting, all of that stuff had to be merged together and molded into a new methodology. It wasn't one way or the other. It was the new way of them combined. And, that certainly takes some force. But everybody was unified in the goal. Everybody was in support of becoming one company, one sales force, because the outcome was to deliver one experience to a customer. So it all started with the focus from the customer wanting a better experience, and we restructured to meet that need. And we're absolutely seeing the benefits from that already. We're getting very positive commentary from our customers on how we simplify their consumption experience, simplify their engagement with our organization. We know what we deliver is complex. So that's our problem.
Yeah.
And we've built a support structure to handle the complexities of the industry while delivering a singular account management face to a customer.
Did you have some fallout from the sales team? So you started out with this original product-focused sales team. You wanted to combine that, make them oriented around services. How did that transition go? Was it painful for the reps, or did they all just kind of jump on and say, let's do it?
I'm going to call this good fortune that we're a beneficiary of timing on this one.
Okay.
We had very little fallout.
Okay.
Now, to be clear, when we did this, right, was early March.
Okay.
So I think it was just timing where not a lot of people were looking to run out the door and find something new to do. And we took advantage of that timing. To your point, how do we make that transition? We invested heavily in training, learning opportunities, making it a fun culture, forcing inclusion and participation, and really making people work together as one team. I mean, the theme we've been pushing is one team, one team, one team. It's not us versus them. It's not one division versus another. It's not one industry versus another. It's one technology solution. So we drove that message over and over again, and the sales team was very receptive to it. They wanted to be a part of it. And because they wanted to be a part of that energy, they put in the effort to learn and gain that experience. Furthermore, it opened all new opportunities in their pipeline that they didn't have before, and they have very relevant things to talk to customers about. So it really helped fill a gap at a perfect time.
Well, that's pretty interesting, and you're right about timing. I always say you can't prepare for where you're at. You just showed up unprepared. But it sounds to me like, Marco's been putting this in place for a long time. Obviously, no one planned on a damn pandemic, but it puts you guys in a great position. I think everybody should be proud that works at Marco that you were in that position. It's exciting to see that, Matthew, because there's a lot of times we take things so for granted. I did a video the other day and somebody said that the imaging channel was in perfect position to sell IT, and I was trying to explain to them, just because you have a customer, that doesn't mean you're in a position to do anything. That just means you have a customer. And the fact is that, you put a lot of pain, there's been a lot of sweat. Marco spent at least a decade building a extremely, complex IT deliverable, and like you said, that's your problem, but you've been able to deliver that to the customers with a whole lot less pain than most people do. So hats off to you on that. Is there anything you want to say before we end this to the dealers out there, as they still believe that their great salespeople and their great relationships are going to automatically give them an IT services business?
I would certainly add that although it will get you a seat at the table and it'll get you a conversation, there's no doubt about that. It will generate opportunities, and we love those. However, we still have to execute on that opportunity. You still have to deliver value, and you still have to perform. And, IT is a complex industry, but it's not impossible. And I'll tell you, we're here in any capacity to either consult or help in that transition. We have very strong partnership alignment. So, reach out. We're happy to help in any way we can. Together, we raise the bar as an industry. And ultimately, we're after getting customers to love the technology they use and have it seamlessly integrated to their daily operations. We're here to empower companies to make it through stuff like we just did, right? Making it through a pandemic, technology was a big essential service that helped people through it, and we were in a prime position to help them. And I think that's something we can't take for granted, and we should be proud of in our industry.
Yep. No, I agree with you. And hopefully some of our friends will actually pick up the phone and give you guys a call. Matthew, I'm going to end this the way I always do. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and have a fantastic day, my friends.